Oh yeah, we're back, baby. Welcome to How Can She
Snap.
This is the Marvel Snap podcast dedicated to the filthy casual. We're back, baby. I'm the kid, one half of the Super Snap Bros, here with my brother, Mr.
No big deal. Let's go.
Oh yeah, let's go. We got a lot to cover. We've been off for a week, but we're back in full force. We're gonna go over the new meta, some of the updates, some of the spicy OTAs, maybe the biggest OTA patch we've ever seen. We missed, the Black Knight. We'll talk a little bit about him and if any of us even bothered to get him. And Nico just came out a few days ago, so we're going to be covering her in all of her glory. If you want to find us on the social media platforms, YouTube at the Super Snap Bros and Twitter /X the kid_snap. Let's get it. The kid. All right. No big deal. How the heck are you, my brother?
What's up, kid? I'm doing great. Sorry the people couldn't make it last week. I had to work late. Kid had to work early. It didn't work out. Then the kid got a virus recently, so we're on the struggle. But we're back now. It feels good to be back. And yeah, man, excited. Excited that this new OTA patch has got me fired up for sure. So.
Definitely got me fired up. Yeah, sorry if my voice sounds a little nasally and silly. The kid's still recovering. He got some halls in the mouth. Yeah. Got to hydrate. Always got to hydrate. Mm-hmm. But I always got to play Marvel Snap while we're doing it as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get into the new OTA in a bit. But it's been 2 weeks. What have you been playing the last couple of weeks?
It's funny because we were gonna do this on Thursday. And I was thinking about it. What we're gonna talk about. Before the OTAs came out. Yeah. And I kind of realized since Mobius came out, I've not been a fan of this meta. I haven't played that much Snap. I think the tech cards are too good, and I thought that basically for about a month, every deck looks pretty much the same. Angela, Kitty, Elsa, Jeff. GG basically, it's basically every single deck. And then, the Elsa's broken, so you got to play Shadow King. Oh, well, okay, Shadow King's owning your Elsa buff, so you got to play Luke Cage. Oh, okay, like Loki's still ridiculous, so you have to play Mobius. Okay, there's 7 out of the 12 cards right there in every single deck. And to me, I got bored of that within the first week. And so after that, I didn't really play that much. We talk about it a lot during the Loki meta. At least I know I'm playing against Loki, so I could show up with a Cerebro, I could show up with a Hela, I could show up with a High Evolutionary, and have some fun. There's 4 decks I could play and have a good time. Since Mobius came out, I feel like it's just the same Elsa deck, or it's Thanos Elsa. It's just another Elsa deck, and I have been getting a little bit burnt out and just not playing as much. Snap at all. I was getting a little bit pessimistic about the game, but a lot of it too is my own problems too, because I did not buy Man-Thing, I did not buy Black Knight, and at first I didn't buy Nico either till yesterday. I came and got her. So great. For me it was getting a little bit stale, but now that we got this OTA, pants off, it's a party again, and Marvel Snap is phenomenal right now, I think so.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's great. I kind of agree with you. It's been the couple weeks of just tech cards in every single deck.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate Elsa. The tech cards. Yeah,
and you could put every tech card in a deck because Elsa. Is in the deck and makes them good. Mm-hmm. So even the top players Dara, he was playing a Loki deck, which is what I played a lot of last week. Mm-hmm. I was just playing a lot of Loki, just having fun with him, and then just cut the collector completely. Didn't need him. Yeah, just play a bunch of tech cards with Elsa, and it's great. Yeah, and you tech in the beginning, and then you steal their deck, and it's phenomenal. So I grinded actually a lot of Loki last week. I was having so much fun with that card, just because I was starting to see a lot less Mobius. Mm-hmm. He's still there, but then the dawn of the tech cards, I had Rogue in every deck. So I'd just steal the Mobius, and the Loki would work. And then there was a lot of games where I would just Rogue their Mobius, and they would Rogue my Rogue back. or vice versa. I
Yeah.
mean, that happened so many times. I've seen more Rogue in the last week than I have in the last year of playing this
Oh,
game.
she's still out there too. We just had Spectrum buff, so that's ongoing cards, and Rogue's not going anywhere.
I love her right now. I
Yeah,
love her in this
yeah.
meta. She's so much fun to play right now.
Mhm,
I mean, she's a card that's like, she's so fun to play,
mhm.
but getting her played against you is very like frustrating.
Tilting. It's extremely tilting. Yeah,
It's still too.
yeah.
And look, I feel like a huge hypocrite, obviously, but
Mhm,
it's one of those cards where like you just a lot of times I save it for turn 6 for like their Dark Hawk or there's something or like their Luke Cage, if they have it in a lane solo.
mhm.
And like just turn 6, snipe it and just turn the game around on its head.
Yeah.
And I've also lost a few games like that.
Mhm,
Where, like I have my Luke Cage out like on his own, just like an idiot, and
mhm.
just turn 6, they just snipe it and then just, own me.
Yeah. Yeah, and
But
a
yeah,
lot of
so
the reasons that you're saying is why I've kind of felt like the meta's a little bit stale because that Loki deck you're talking about, I mean, Cam Best made a video on it too. A lot of the top players are playing that deck pretty much. And
yeah.
that trickles down to, if I queue up a conquest game, I got to go against it or I can play as it, but it's like we just had a month of Loki meta. Now it's like
Yep.
a more boring basically Loki deck like with just a bunch of tech cards and it's like to me that's not fun. It's like I said, it was just getting stale. So,
Yeah. No,
um,
I don't blame you because
yeah,
it was a lot of that, and there wasn't really much of
mhm,
I don't know. There was like some destroy decks. That Phoenix Force deck was kind of going around. I think it's probably better now.
yeah,
Um, what else was I seeing? Random Darkhawk decks, but it was mostly just Elsa stuff. Like Elsa just completely took over because you could just throw her in any deck. There's Elsa Monkey Dump, Elsa Sarah,
mhm.
Elsa Loki, it was Elsa everything.
Yeah,
Because
Thanos, Elsa Thanos, yeah,
yeah, Thanos the boy
mhm,
made a comeback.
yeah,
Um, he's doing all right.
mhm,
But yeah, so last week that was, what I was doing was mainly just grinding Loki because I was just having a lot of
mhm,
fun. And
mhm,
then worked up the ranks a little bit and then, kind of just stopped because I went to Vegas on the weekend. But
yeah,
um Black Knight.
mhm.
Did you buy that card?
No, no, I did not.
Neither did I.
I would have if
Neither
it
did
was
I.
3K. I'll put that out there. If it was 3K, I for sure would have got it. I just because I love this card.
I probably would have got it at 3K too.
Yeah,
I forget what was in the I forget what was in the bundle. Was it Stature and Modoc again?
yeah.
Black Knight. Yeah, there's nothing else that really interested me. So I was like, I'm not gonna, go for it. What do you think about the card looking at highlights and stuff like that?
It looks kind of interesting. I like the Invisible Woman stuff. Um, she kind of masks a lot of the problems with the card, and it's not like an Invisible Woman Hella type of play where it's like, oh, if they put Cosmo on there, you just lose, or if just any counter Enchantress on your Invisible Woman, Rogue, as you're saying, Invisible on the Invisible Woman against the Hella Tribunal, like Rogue just wins the game there, like it's auto win on Rogue.
Yeah,
So um, that doesn't really help against the Black Knight deck where you're just hiding like a 420 behind an Invisible Woman. That's what you're doing, or a 4 whatever, 12, 16, 14 for Giganto, 20. Hide it
yeah,
behind an Invisible Woman so you can't Shang-Chi or something like this because you kind of have to play these cards on curve. And I think Invisible Woman is like a really cool way that these decks are kind of solving that problem. So, that's pretty consistent. If you just need the one card, or if you can spread out like 320 power cards, which is what the deck does, I think, you get a Ebony Blade, you have a Ghost Rider, and with Zabu, these are discounted down to 3, if there's no Mobius. And so that's like a 20, and then you get, you just actually just play the other card on turn 6, or, play something else on turn 6 with Dracula, it could be another 20, right? And then, so you kind of have like, you could have like 20 power in 3 different lanes, and that could get like really tricky to play against. That's like a, pseudo Shuri Red Skull kind of playstyle. And I think the deck is like really interesting, and I'd like to mess around with it, but not for 6,000 tokens. It's insane.
yeah. It doesn't seem like a deck that's like, oh, it's really good or does something like I don't know. It's just like things happen and it doesn't like like Nico for example like has a
Mhm.
bunch of different things that it can do and it seems like it's very dynamic and fun.
Yeah.
Black Knight like does like one thing and one thing I didn't know about the Black Knight. card, which I guess it makes sense, is that if the card gets destroyed before
Mhm.
you discard something,
Mhm.
you don't get the ebony blade in your hand.
Yeah, Black Knight has to be out for anything to
Yeah.
happen. Yeah, it's kind of
Okay.
like a Daredevil, I guess, right? Where it's not
Yeah.
ongoing, so you can't counter it, but you do need the card out. Like if Daredevil was dead, you wouldn't get to see what they're doing on turn 5, right?
Yeah. No, like I said,
So
it makes sense. I
yeah,
just
yeah,
didn't like think. I just was seeing. I'm like, oh, okay, that's how it works.
yeah, yeah. It doesn't
Um,
linger, I guess. Not too many things in the game do, I guess, in a way, right? So
it's true.
yeah, yeah, it's
But
one of
I
those.
guess like Black Knight is coming back in December. I'll
Hmm.
probably pick him up then. I forget what he's coming with, but I'll probably have 2 cards that I don't have at that point, and then I'll roll at that point.
I think Celine and
Oh, I'm in.
what's the other one with Celine?
Say no more. I'm in. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
Lady Deathstrike? Yeah, I think it's Lady Deathstrike. Maybe not. No, Celine is Lady
No
Deathstrike,
way.
something else, yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet.
The
I want
Black
Lady
Knight one's
Deathstrike
pretty
too.
good. Yeah, my original plan was to not buy any cards this month and save all of them for December because I like the Blob bundle because it also has Stegron. I don't have Stegron. Again,
Yeah.
I mean, I shit on the card. Obviously, it's a terrible card, but maybe it'll get Snow Guard buff one day. Like, you never know. And then, if it does, then, it's nice to have. And
Yeah.
then there's the Havoc bundle, but that has Nico in it. So Havoc looks a
Mm.
little sus, but it has Nico. So, this is pretty nice.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, there's the Black Knight comes in one of them. And then the other one's like Lady Deathstrike and something else. Bunch of basically every single
Yeah.
bundle in December is at least 2 cards that I don't have. So
Yeah.
I was just like, I have like 8 caches saved up. If I get to 16 by December, I should be okay.
Yeah.
But I ended up caving and buying Nico anyway.
How
Just
many?
because of the OTA. Like again, if the meta stayed the same and it was going to be the
Yeah.
same stale meta and the same, like what's Nico going to do against all these Elsa decks? Like she's not going to do anything. So, uh, or she'll just be like Elsa Thanos will just be the best. Like either way, that doesn't sound fun to me. So I wasn't going to buy it, Nico. But now that it's like a new meta, like you could play anything now and maybe make it work. And by the way, you're talking about Loki before. Played a little bit of Loki right now because you get now we do have 2/2 collector and like, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, I haven't played Loki actually after the OTA.
Yeah,
He's one I wanna actually get into.
I've slapped a couple conquests, gold conquests with Loki already. It's filthy.
And there's a lot less Mobius, honestly. I'm seeing a lot less.
There's
Um,
there's always gonna be a balance with Loki where because the effect's so powerful, so uh, the the less meta Loki gets, the better Loki decks are gonna get because then you
yeah,
could play good cards in your Loki deck and not have to worry about the mirror match. So like I
yeah,
could play a Devil Dinosaur. Like I put like Nick Fury Devil Dino in my Loki deck. And you
yeah,
just can't do that when it's all Loki decks. They have a four or three. Oh, Quinjet's another one, right? Like
yeah,
get these cards like Quinjet, Devil Dino, Nick Fury, and just boost up that collector. Now he's a 2/2, right? So you don't need the Loki for him. And
yeah.
like these cards are like you don't have to worry about them getting stolen because you're not really playing against Loki anyway. So if like people are so scared of playing this 4/5 Loki, like yeah, I mean this deck's gonna be insane. Uh,
I know. Yeah, I think he's pretty good at 4. I mean, he's not like I thought. Like at first, I'm like, oh, he got nuked, and then I thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute.
yeah, it feels
I'm like,
great.
you just play him on 4
Yeah, the 2
sometimes too.
conquests I played, it feels fantastic.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that more when we talk about the OTAs.
Yeah.
But I mean, he seems like he'd be pretty good. I mean,
Mm.
this week I've been playing a lot more Darkhawk. I've just been getting into Darkhawk
Yeah,
because all the Thanos running around. Darkhawk just gets so much value.
I've just randomly been playing a lot of Lockjaw, Jane Jaw,
Oh,
and
nice.
this Darkhawk. A lot of people are playing this Darkhawk BS. It's very annoying because I'm just pulling rocks out of my Lockjaw, and it's actually it's pissing me off a little bit.
Okay, this Darkhawk deck is
Yeah,
sick, and I just got this Korg variant the other day. It was like
yeah.
the first time ever. I've been waiting for it for months.
Oh yeah, that's the best Korg
The
variant.
Ghost
Yeah,
Hunter Korg. I know. I love it.
the goat.
Um, so I gotta say this deck because it's really good. It's Korg, Black Widow, Luke Cage, Zabu, Shadow King, Rogue, Rockslide, Darkhawk, Shang-Chi, Man Thing, Iron Lad, Doctor Doom.
Mhm.
This deck absolutely has been slapping.
Yeah,
It's been wild. Man Thing is good.
he's
The
very
more I
good.
play The
Very
more I
good
play
card.
this card, the more I'm like, holy shit, this card's insane.
Mhm.
Like if they have Luke Cage, like you can just steal their Luke Cage with a rogue, Um, it's just and Darkhawk is just in such a good position now. I mean, there's always times where he just gets so good in the meta. Like this is one of those times where he's just like, I feel like he's so good just because there's such a surge in Thanos, where he
Yeah.
just gets so big.
We talk about it a lot too on the when we're doing the tier list for the small bads on the last pod.
Yeah,
And it's just like, man, when Darkhawk's he's just right there, because when the stuff that's too broken gets just tuned down, now all of a sudden Darkhawk has the most power out of anything.
that's like now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is now, because the top stuff just got tuned hard. So
yeah,
now if Darkhawk didn't get touched, so
yeah.
let's go.
He's so good.
Yeah.
But again, with all the rogues running around, you got to be extra careful with him.
Mhm. Yeah, true.
Because he gets stolen.
Yeah.
I've stolen a lot of Darkhawks with the rogue. But the Iron Lad's just so good too in this deck. Like he just anything he takes is just insane.
Mhm.
Doom, Darkhawk, Rock Slide. He could rogue. He could Black Widow people. He could Korg. Like if he could be a second Luke Cage, so you don't get stolen.
Mhm.
Like he's just so good.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, if you haven't tried this deck, if you want like a nice mid range like Darkhawk deck,
I don't have Man
this
Thing.
deck is no, just do it without him.
I don't want to play it without the Thing. The Thing looks so fun.
I'm sure you can just put another tech cards. Put it Enchantress.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's
Eng should be good.
time of the tech cards.
That's true. Yeah, it's Spectrum season. May as well play Eng.
Yeah, or just put like Chavez or something.
Mhm.
You can figure something else out. But anyways, yeah, man, I think it's good.
Mhm.
And then I did obviously I played a little bit. I love Thanos, but I've been trying to not play too much Thanos
Mhm.
because I want to protest the Soulstone nerf still, like at
Yeah.
Scrub. But Thanos has felt pretty good actually. The new lockdown, and especially with Nico. We talk about Nico. You
Mhm.
picked up Nico.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
She feels okay to me. I was expecting her to be a little bit stronger. I got my first Infinity ticket pre-patch with the Thanos lockdown list.
Yeah,
That list is like super strong. She's a natural fit in there. I didn't play her in there too much because I wanted to just dick around with other things. Um,
yeah,
I played her in some Lockjaw, and I ultimately ended up cutting her out of the list because she didn't really like seem necessary. But she's feels really good in the Loki deck that I'm playing. Like, just makes a lot of sense. Like, say you play like
yeah,
Nico into Snow Guard, you don't care about the 1/2 Snow Guard. You don't care about the 1/2 Maria Hill. You don't care about like, a lot of these cards that you're playing. Like, it's just, or if you top deck Nico after you Loki, right? You're taking a bunch of cards from your opponent, but a lot of them might be kind of dead cards anyway. Nico kind of does things to them that might make them useful, turn into a demon or something, right? Maybe got
yeah.
like a 0 power demon, like, so uh, I find her really nice in the Loki deck, and obviously the draw too. That's why you're playing her, right? You wanted that destroy and the
Broken.
draw too. I've played her a little
Yeah,
bit destroy too. Obviously, she's fantastic in destroy. I think she's cracked in Phoenix Force.
yeah.
That deck's insane right now. I just don't feel like playing it. It's just
I
like,
haven't I haven't played her in that deck yet.
yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that deck's I think is one of the best decks in the game in my opinion. But
I wanted to try and add Spider-Man 2099 to that deck with Nico and see what
ooh,
happens.
that'd be really interesting. Yeah.
Because she has a move one and then Ghost, but I don't know what to take out, and I'm not good enough to think about that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
but I just want Spider-Man 2099 to get some love,
You could probably get him into that deck. There's room to
You
take
probably
stuff out of
could.
that deck for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't know how good he would be in that deck because it's only the
Mhm.
Ghost Spider that moves stuff. But I
Mhm.
guess she would do it too.
Yeah.
She's actually, I
Cool.
feel like the exact opposite as you. Like, she's a lot better than I thought. I didn't think she was going to be that good. I mean, I don't know if I really fully understood exactly
Mhm.
how she would work. But the fact that you can just target stuff is like you just wait for the right moment, and then she's just a one drop. So it's like she's so easy to play.
It is random though, right? Because
Yeah,
maybe that's why I thought it was gonna go in the same order every time.
no,
Yeah, that's what I thought when I bought the card. I thought, okay, so it's demon, then it's destroy, so I could at least plan my turns out. So I
no.
was clicking on the Nico to go to the next card, like, okay, I'm gonna get demon next, so I could do this for turn 2. But
Mm.
it's like random, isn't it?
It's random and it doesn't repeat
Can't
throughout the game.
repeat though, which is at least nice. So
Yeah.
not super random in that sense. So But yeah, that's a little bit worse. If you could, if it was the same order every time, I would like it a lot better. I think. I mean, obviously everybody would, but she's super fun, and I think she goes in a lot of decks. Like
Me
you just
too.
think about the 1-drops in the game. Like, I mean, she's got a ton of utility. A lot of times she's just a 1/4, and Titania is a 1/5, but you might give your opponent 5 power. So that's
Yeah.
how I kind of look at it. Like a 1/4 is like, again, especially like in the Loki deck, like it's just really nice to just have a 1/4 in that deck.
Well, yeah, because like there's the one ability that doubles her power, which most of the time makes her a 1/4.
Hmm.
And then there's the
Plus
other
two.
ability that gives the next card you play +2,
Yeah.
which can be pretty sweet if you're playing like Phoenix Force, you give the multiple man +2, you give a Human Torch +2. If you're playing Destroy, you give Deadpool +2.
Think
If
about
you're
this.
playing any other deck like a Jeff, a Vision
That
+2, this is really good.
that ability is not her like not best power, and it's like it effectively makes her a one cost mirage. You know, think
Yeah.
about it. But you don't add a
Yeah.
card to your hand, I guess. But at least it's the card you play. Like you're not getting a random card for your opponent. You're getting to play a card that just has +2 power now. That you get to
Yeah, like
control.
I feel like all of her abilities are good. Like which one's not good? Like the Scarlet Witch one is probably the worst one,
I
and
think
she's like a
Scarlet
card by
Witch and,
herself.
and Move to the Right are the most situational, I would say.
Yeah. Move to the situational. I mean, move to the right. I mean, is good with Elsa because you just play it in the Elsa lane and move the card to the right out of the Elsa lane.
Yeah.
So like you don't have to have a Jeff or a Nightcrawler to fill the lane to get the Elsa buff.
Hmm.
So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I haven't played
Um,
Elsa post patch yet, so I don't know how she is yet.
and then this can get into locations that are
Mhm.
you know ungettable. The cool thing about the location change one. Oops, exit out of her like an idiot. The location change one is that the on reveal goes off before the location thing triggers. So like you
Mhm.
can get rid of nowhere, which is like the location where no on reveals trigger.
Mhm.
You can get rid of that location. You can get rid of Death's Domain and your card lives. So you can get rid of all these really bad locations that you can't play into, and you can actually play into them now.
Oh, right. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, well, like Scarlet Witch then, right? I mean, Scarlet Witch is the same, is it not?
Well, you can't play Scarlet Witch into nowhere because she's non-reveal.
Oh, this is not an on reveal? Oh, after you
No,
play
but
your next card.
yeah, because
Oh,
Nico's
so
not in the
yours
nowhere lane.
yours already happened basically because you
Yeah.
played the Nico, so then it's like the next card. That's kind of interesting.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
didn't
and
even
then
know
you play the next card into nowhere, and it changes the location.
that. Hmm.
And then yeah,
Which one's nowhere again?
the your on reveals don't happen.
Oh, okay, that's crazy. Yeah, because
Yeah,
the
it's
on
like
reveal already happened. Okay, that makes sense.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
Sick.
it's pretty sweet that way.
Hmm.
So it's like, and this is maybe this and the move one are maybe her worst ones, right? Like
Yeah,
after you play your next.
that's like old Shuri, where you play the Shuri somewhere else, you just throw the Red Skull into nowhere, and now you basically have a free Cosmo.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
exactly.
that's why they changed Shuri.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on reveal after you play your next card, add a copy of it to your hand. Like
To me,
getting it
this is number two. This is great in the Loki deck, obviously, right? So this
feels
is the
ridiculous.
second best to me. I think. I
This
don't know.
is great in any Elsa deck.
It's great in a lot of decks. I mean, just being able to copy a
Yeah.
card. Some decks just go crazy on the cloning bats. Like
Yep.
any destroy
Any
deck.
destroy deck.
Yeah,
We just said it at the same time.
yeah. It's like, and obviously she's such a natural fit in destroy. So yeah,
Yeah.
copy Venom, copy Carnage, like copy anything. Man, it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, if you're destroying a card and then it draws next two cards,
Hmm.
I mean, that's just ridiculous. I played her in a Loki before the patch,
Hmm.
um, and I I had her. I copied their opponent's Nimrod, and then I had Nico, and then I destroyed like their Nimrod with Nico, and then I used like Carnage and Venom and stuff in the last. It was wild. I just got like so many Nimrods of their own Nimrods.
Yeah, and you never had the Nimrod.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's a card that's a lot of fun. Would you recommend people getting it?
I wouldn't recommend the 6K personally.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about spotlights?
No, because her spotlight kind of sucks, doesn't it?
Well, it was Kitty Pride, her, and look, it took me 4
Hmm.
goddamn spotlight caches to get her.
Yeah. Yeah, I just spent the 6K because I
Oh, it's Phoenix Force. Yeah. Oh god, Phoenix Force.
yeah. My
I
thought
mean,
on
Phoenix Force is good now
yeah.
with her, but I wouldn't recommend rolling for Phoenix Force. If you don't have Kitty, Kitty's still pretty good.
Yeah, if you don't have it, I mean, you would have to be new player to not have Kitty, right? Because everybody got Kitty
Yeah.
for free. So most
I
people
guess
have
it's hard.
Kitty anyway.
I guess it is hard to recommend rolling spotlight caches on her.
I would say if you don't have Kitty, for sure, do it.
Yeah.
Like just to get you want the Kitty. Kitty's still awesome. I mean, yeah, she's just got nerfed again, indirectly this time, but she's been
She
nerfed like
always
3 times.
nerfed it.
But
She's
I
always the
still
best
think
one
she's
drop.
still Kitty.
Yeah. Every time she gets nerfed, she's still the best one drop in the game. Like she
Yeah,
never
yeah.
fails. So
So
like,
my thought on the spotlights, because I'm really trying to plan this out. The December ones are like unbelievable. All 4 December spotlights are really good, maybe with the exception of the Havoc one, but we just don't know how good of a card Havoc's going to be, right? But the
yeah,
other 3 all look like pretty fire. Maybe you could skip Blob, I guess would be the other one, but for sure,
probably.
like 8 caches are like phenomenal in December. Like I think the Celine one and the Lady Firestar one with Man Thing is like are like unbelievable. I'm gonna be for sure blowing 4 on both of those, no question.
Oh, I can't wait till Annihilus comes out next month.
I think
Then
that one's gonna be a just spend the 6K as well, though. Honestly,
I am going to do Junk Galactus.
yeah.
I cannot wait.
Well, that's cash sucks. I was looking at it. I think that the November caches are not very good. I could pull them up
Oh,
here on the
really?
side.
We can talk about them later. We'll talk about them later.
Yeah. Okay.
Or do you want us to talk about them now? I mean, we can talk about them now. We got
Sure.
time.
Yeah.
We got
Spotlight
time.
Marvel Snap November caches. Yeah, let me pull this up. Complete Marvel Snap schedule.
Let me pull them up.
Okay. So the Wolf one. Okay, okay. Now it's giving me like bundle things. Sorry. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have tried to do it live.
What about Gladiator? He comes out next month, doesn't he? 3/7 destroy. Pulls opponent card from your deck.
Yeah. So Gladiator, Mirage, Loki is the November 14th one. I have Mirage and Loki. So if you don't have Mirage, that's probably a good one to go for, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we want Gladiator. So the week 1 in November is, yeah, you have it up here. Eliath, Null, Negasonic. I mean, it's an obvious skip if you don't, even my buddy Kevin just bought Eliath. Like most people, if you want Eliath, you're going to just spend the 6K, right?
Yeah. Who's actually ridiculous in the Thanos deck right now, actually.
He's a ridiculous card in general. This is one of the best cards in the game. He's amazing.
He's good.
Like, it's Eliath.
I'm kind of mad about this because I really like that Eliath variant.
That variant's amazing, yeah.
I'm not gonna. Oh God, I'm not gonna waste spotlight caches for a stupid variant, but I want to. I'll say I want to, but I won't.
Yeah, no, and there's no way you can't do that for and then more null variants. Like you already have a null variant, like it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
right?
if you don't have Eliath, then he's might be worth rolling here. But I mean, I guess if you don't have null, you don't have Eliath, it's worth rolling. Negasonic. Hopefully they buff before this.
Yeah, I guess it all depends where you're at in the collection track, right? Like if you're really far along and there's no cash in the next 2 months where you don't own the other cards already and you're just rolling caches for one card, then yeah, you should probably roll for Elias,
Yeah.
Because Elias might be the best. You take all the new cards coming out in the next 2 months, like Elias, there's a good chance he's better than all of them. So yeah, you just roll for Elias. But if you're not collection complete, like you don't have Black Knight, you don't have Stegron, you don't have Nico 6K just came out, Man Thing 3K. Like there's all these are coming up in the next couple of months. I think you could really abuse the spotlight cash system. That's what I'm going to be doing, and just get like multiple cards with these rolls. And so I don't know. I think
that's what you have to do.
Yeah, and that's why I think you can save up 6K and buy Eliath. That's why I say don't buy Nico. Don't spend 6K on Nico because you should be spending it on Eliath.
Yeah, it's better. It's definitely better to get more than one card that you don't have in the spotlight caches.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just not feasible. Like we've had such bad spotlights, right? Where it's just been like just bad. Like they've been making them bad on purpose, almost, right? For pay to win.
Yeah, I mean, like this last one was like the first one time I rolled a spotlight in what felt like a month. I don't even remember the last one I rolled. Mobius I didn't. Ravona I didn't.
I'm
was
rolling
probably
like 2 months.
Eliath.
Yeah, I'm rolling like 2 months personally. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Eliath is the last one I did.
Yeah, same.
Anyways,
Elias was really good. It had a couple of good cards in there.
yeah.
Mhm.
Here's November 14th, Gladiator. Oh, Loki. This is sick, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Again, if you don't have, I have Loki and Mirage. So for me, I'm just buying Gladiator.
Oh, I am rolling for Gladiator,
Yeah.
and I am gonna roll until I get this Loki variant as well. I don't even care.
Yeah, the variant's
I
pretty
don't
cool.
even care. This variant is so sick. I'm doing it.
Gladiator's
But
wild,
this is a
man.
great. Yeah, Gladiator just seems like a wild card. I think this is a good week to roll,
Well, isn't that all the
especially
more
if we don't
reason
have
to not
Loki.
roll on the Eliath week then, right? Like you skip the Eliath
Yeah,
week,
I
but you
wouldn't.
could definitely roll the Gladiator week for sure.
I would definitely roll this over the Eliath week,
Yeah,
especially if you don't have
100%. No, this
Loki.
is this is fire. Yeah.
Like if you didn't pay to win for Loki, then yeah, this
Mhm.
is ridiculous.
Mhm. And even
Next
just
one, and
Getting Mirage if you have Loki's like pretty nice too. Like Mirage is a good card.
Raj is a nice card.
Yeah. So you roll for Gladiator Mirage. This is what I'm talking about. Two cards you don't own. It's a great time to roll Spotlight caches, you know?
Yeah,
So
it's a
yeah, and then
three
the next
seven with like.
oh sorry, yeah, do you want to yeah, so this is the one you've been
No,
hyping
I'm
up.
just like looking at Gladiator. I don't understand how he's still like how this card's gonna be printed still. Can't believe he was a 3-8 before.
Do you
This
want to
still
just
seems
read the
ridiculous
effect
to
in
me.
case people haven't been listening to the pod
All right,
every week
sure.
when we talk
G-
about it?
Gladiator 3-7
Yeah.
on reveal. Add a card from your opponent's deck to their side of this location. If it has less power, destroy it.
Yeah, so this comes out November 14th. I don't know, the card, me and the kid think this is a pretty nuts card. It used to be a 3-8 previously data mine, so that would have been like one of the best cards in the game. Obviously, second didn't realize that too, so they changed it to 3-7. Still pretty interesting card. There's a lot of crazy combos with this card. And yeah, I don't know, it seems very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, like worst case, like you pull out their like I don't know Nimrod
Hmm.
or like Doctor Doom or something. Maybe you pull out their Goliath and it kills you. Who kills first? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess the Doom would be the worst one for sure.
Yeah, like who
Yeah.
cares then, right? It's like how often is that gonna happen?
Well, and then at least with the Doom, you kill the Doom at least, right? So,
Yeah,
you give them 10 power. Yeah, it's not great.
yeah. So it's a 3 gain for them only, and they
Mhm.
lose 2 slots, and they don't have the surprise factor. You
Yeah,
still have 7 on the board.
maybe it's worse in practice than what we think, right? Like you are
We'll
giving them a
see.
card, right? So, who knows?
Yeah, this I don't know. This just seems so good.
Hmm. It seems
Um,
wild for sure. Yeah, maybe it's not as good in practice. Maybe it's just situational and giving their opponent a card is like not great.
yeah. If they fill up their lane, you're just playing a 3-7.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Or if they have three in the lane, then you're clogging their lane. So either way,
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
feels pretty nice, right?
Yeah. You're clogging their Elsa lane.
Yeah. So yeah, he might go in the same deck as a Nihilus here, right? And I
Yeah.
mean,
Here's a Nihilus the next week. A Nihilus, Dakin, and X-23.
this feels like it's gonna be the best card of the month, a Nihilus.
I'm pretty excited for him. I'm pretty excited for this guy.
I think
I'm 100% gonna roll for this guy. Oh man, I'm gonna be broke this month. God
that's
damn
what
it.
I'm. See what I'm saying? You got to plan. We got to plan out,
This
right?
is November though. Like this is
Yeah.
I need okay. So November for sure. Gladiator and Nihilus, I will roll for them
Mhm.
or whatever or token, and then the Martyr, Jean Grey. I'm gonna skip Martyr.
Mhm. Well, Martyrs Series 4. So you can spend you if you really want her, you can go 3K. You probably don't even need to. Like she seems like kind of an inconsequential card. I
If she
talked
was a
about
two,
yeah.
yeah, if she
Like
was a
what?
2-6 like she was before,
Mhm.
100% would have bought insta buy for 3K tokens. As a 1-4, I'll wait.
Yeah, I didn't like we talked about this card before, and I thought maybe she was kind of interesting because like a 1-4 is just really good. But now that I've played with Nico, like Nico's kind of just a 1-4. So
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
instead of getting Martyr, like you should just get Nico instead.
Yeah,
And
that Nico doesn't try and lose you the game too.
yeah, she has other effects that do other things too. Like it's not the two of her effects are 1-4, but she might also draw you 2 cards, which is insane. So you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is just yeah, pretty good. Pretty good month.
Yeah, my strat for this month is just save up tokens, and I'm gonna buy a Nihilist Gladiator and nothing else.
Yeah, I'll roll for these two, depending on how many spotlights I have and stuff.
I'm gonna be Omega rolling in December. December's the roll month for me.
Here's December. Let's go to December.
Yeah.
First one. Oh yeah, this is the one that has 5, right? It doesn't have an off week for new cards in the beginning.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is, because there's probably still a season pass, right?
Pay to win, baby.
But what would the season pass card be then? It's just
It's
you get it.
the guy with the chops. The 3, he's a 3/3, and anytime he gains power permanently, he gains an additional +2 or something.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I
It
forget his name.
looks like a Halloween card. Yeah.
Yeah. I forget the dude's name. Anyways, but
Mhm.
that guy. Blob, Stegron, Jeff. Oh yeah, if you don't have Jeff, like this is a must roll.
I'm rolling, baby.
Right? You're gonna get this Jeff variant. I feel like you love this Jeff variant.
I just would like a Jeff variant, you know.
Oh, I have the Ryan
I
Gonzalez
don't
one. I
think
love
this
that
one's my
one.
favorite. I think a couple of the other ones are better, but I don't have one, so you know, be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't care about the variant. I want the blob, man. I want that blob. It just seems interesting.
Oh, he seems like he'd be hilarious.
Very cheesy card, I think, but I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I love it.
I want to see the highlights of him just like getting pulled out of the lockjaw on like turn 3
Yeah,
and
he
just
reminds
absorbing
me
the
of
whole deck.
like High Evolutionary Hulk. Like, I'm getting those vibes from the blob. Like you're slamming the blob down, it's the blob, It's great.
Yeah, and he can't be moved too, I think is his ongoing.
Yeah.
Great.
Just
Great
seems really
flavor.
unnecessary but hilarious too.
Yeah, you can't Ghost Spider him out of the lane,
Yeah, or arrow, right? It's like arrow protection,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Mhm.
That's great. This Jeff looks so derpy. Look at him. Anyways, yeah, I think if you don't have Jeff, this is a must roll. Blob and Stegron, I think, are going to be meh, but Blob seems funny.
Yeah, so for people who are really saving their tokens, really, I think you could probably full skip this unless you don't have Jeff. Then you need to roll this. If you don't
Yeah.
have Jeff, 100% roll it. This is the one.
Roll until you get Jeff and then stop if you're very strapped for
Yeah,
cashes.
exactly. But for most people,
if you get him on the first one, stop.
I think there's 2 that stand out in December. Obviously there's the one in week 2 in November. That's really nice. If you don't have either Mirage or Loki, like that one's amazing. With Gladiator. And the one that stands out the most is probably this one, Firestar.
This card looks sick. 6/3, each card you played last turn gains this card's power. That's going to be wild.
Yeah, just a reverse miracle on turn 5. Play your Firestar, boost everything up. Just going to be really hard to even Shadow King in a scenario like that, which would be like the natural tech card against it would be Shadow King, but you would need to throw priority somehow against a deck that like isn't getting any of their power till like the end of turn 6,
Yeah.
So how are you gonna throw prio? Like you'd have to like play Ghost and then Shadow King, or like Invisible Woman Shadow King, but then in this scenario, even then you still only win one lane. So the Firestar player just for me, this feels like a card that's like the old meta bounce deck. Remember?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like, right? It's just like the bounce deck.
Yeah. Or even like a Sarah deck or something. Like not like Sarah, but like even like a monkey dump deck where you dump everything on 5.
Yeah, exactly. But the
And
bounce
those
deck
decks
is
run
playing
Luke Cage,
those
so
cards,
like
right?
who cares about Shadow King if you run Luke Cage?
Yeah, I don't think you need to care about it. It's only one. Let them win their lane, and they might not even win that lane, right? Like they're still playing a
Yeah.
2/3 Shadow King. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man. This card seems insane. Man Thing seems awesome. You've been playing it. You've been enjoying Man Thing.
He's great. Yeah, he's
I'm
a lot
gonna
better than
I'm
I
gonna be
thought.
rolling this cash because I want Man Thing as well.
Yeah. And then Ravona.
Hopefully she
We'll
gets
see.
buffed by then. Yeah, Ravona and Stegron might get buffed by December.
I hope so. And then this Havoc, Nico, Legion. I mean, Legion's still sick. Oh, you're looking for replacements for Man Thing in that Manhawk deck? Just put Legion in there.
Yeah, true.
He's so good. I actually want to work Legion in some of these Darkhawk decks. He's so good. Yeah, this one I probably won't roll.
This is skippable for sure, but it's just like, how good is Havoc? Like, we just don't understand this card.
That's true.
There's so much
Yeah.
we don't know about it.
I'm too stupid.
Yeah, but yeah, do you pass it over to your opponent and screw them over? Do you just play some weird like zoo or monkey dump kind of deck where you only play low cost cards and your Havoc's just growing every turn? Um, I don't know. It seems kind of bad either way. Even if it's either of those, it seems like a bad card in both scenarios, right? Like, that doesn't seem like a winning strategy. So, um,
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know. I mean, and then I think about it, like anytime things gain 3 power, they get nerfed. Like
true.
Elsa, Surfer. So
Yep.
maybe him just like you play him on 2 and you play 1 energy down, but then like by the end of the game he's like what? A 211? Like
Yeah, yeah, it's great.
more maybe?
Hmm.
Like maybe is that worth like 1 less energy per turn if you're playing like a little dump deck? Maybe it is. I don't know.
At least we could say with like Elsa and Surfer and Forge, for example, is another one. You know, same example.
Yeah.
They buff other cards, right? So there are other cards that get like hard
That's
abused,
true.
shit like that, like Brood.
Yeah, that's
Is
true.
Brood with Forge and Surfer? Obviously, it's just crazy, right? So
Yeah.
Havoc only affects himself, so
That's true.
it's not as. But you know, if you could buff, you know, you Forge Havoc maybe, but then he's not doubling, right? He's only going +3, so you know, there's no multiplicative implications, multiplicative implication. So yeah. um yeah, so this is why I ultimately bought Nico. I looked at this cash, I'm like, I'll skip Havoc, I'll just buy Nico.
I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna skip him too.
Yeah,
And then I'm gonna unload on this one.
yeah, this one
I don't have any of these.
me neither.
Celine, Lady Deathstrike, Black Knight. It'll
Yeah,
be the first time I get more than 1 new card cash from
which,
like since
which
the
is what we're
beginning.
supposed to be doing with these spotlight
I
caches, right?
know, yeah, we're
Yeah.
just skipping it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this strategy is like really important to discuss. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
we just spent like 40 minutes talking about it, but it's like, God, it's these tokens are really hard to come by. Like, the game can be really expensive to play if you're not smart about where you spend your money. I think season pass is always the best value, best bang for your buck, 10 USD. You get so
Yeah.
much gold and credits out of it too. And the credits are just worth so much more now because they lead to spotlight caches. You know, gold leads to bundles. Like, there was that, I had ended up buying a bundle and I didn't spend any money. Um,
Yeah.
I had one of the Midnight Suns one, I think, or one of them had gold attached to it. And I was like, okay,
Yep.
sweet. I had like 4,000 credits. Like, this is great. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then the Deadpool one, for the anniversary, was like
Yeah,
$5 for like
$5.
1,000
Yeah, I
gold.
bought that too for sure. Yeah. So,
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think the season pass is like a huge ask, to be honest. Like
mhm,
$10 again. That's like 1.5 pumpkin spice lattes this month
mhm.
from Starbucks. Like, don't buy that and buy a season pass instead. And
I don't know, man. That pumpkin spice is pretty nice, but you know, I like
man,
it too.
so is Elsa Bloodstone.
Yeah, true. Yeah, yeah.
Just make your own pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
grind some like pumpkin skin into like hot water and steep it into a tea or something
Mhm.
with your ramen noodles.
True, true. Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth
Yeah.
it if you have Marvel Snap cards for sure. Um, Yeah, so it's interesting. I think there are like a lot of really exciting cards coming out. We got the Wolf coming out next month too. So I mean, he might shake stuff up too. I mean, we just had Elsa take over. Like, the Wolf's kind of the same
The
thing.
wolf is next week, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's coming up. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, the Wolf's gonna be
That's gonna be
crazy.
fun.
That card's gonna be
Um,
nuts, I think. So
I think it'll be fun. I want to see what. Yeah, I just want to see what he's all about.
he just
How
the
good he
numbers
is.
look too high on him, for what he is.
Yeah. And then I would be before we go into our next topic, I would be remiss to not mention the community variant team hashtag TeamTorch pulling it through. Oh my god. I gotta just download Twitter for you. Like, this was some of the most fun I've had. I was just fucking dying
I saw
so
some of the
much.
screenshots.
Bro, I was laughing so hard.
Mhm,
This was a campaign led by John Elliott and Interrobang, some characters you don't know because you're on the X space, but
mhm,
just memes for days, and just like everyone just contributed to the memes. The whole team torch. It was like a whole battle. Poor Ghost Rider people just were left in the dust. But it was just like Shang Chi versus Torch, and it was an actual like campaign. Like, people were making campaign posters and memes, and it was hilarious that Torch actually came out on top. Hashtag TeamTorch was actually trending on Twitter for a while. We
That's
just got
great.
all the Torch Bros
Mhm.
just to go crazy. Um, so it was hilarious, and I gotta say, like, congratulations. I hope there's more stuff like this because that was so much fun.
It's
You
it's
know,
nice to see that there's justice in the world, and it's nice to see that people are like getting excited over the right things sometimes. Because we chirp Twitter a lot because it's just like every week is like nerf. What's the next card we want to ask for a nerf? So it's nice when Twitter does some good and the Snap community comes together for good.
yeah,
End of the day, like there's a lot of great Shang-Chi variants. Most of the Shang-Chi variants are better than the one that they're offering here. Like, let's just be honest, they almost all the other Shang-Chi variants look better. I think the reason Shang-Chi is popular in the first place is because it's a very popular card to play, and Torch is a much more niche card on his own. So people, they all
yeah,
have decks where they play Shang-Chi. They want to jazz it up. But
yeah. Well,
just
part
play the
of
game and grind, and you'll get a better variant for Shang-Chi. You don't need another one. This is by far the best variant. It's the most visually appealing, clearly, out of all three. And yeah, man. So I'm happy that that justice was achieved here.
That's good. Yeah, I don't mind the Shang-Chi variant. I mean, it's good that they came out in the shop like a couple days later, which was
Mhm.
nice, so people
Mhm.
could buy them if they wanted. The
Mhm.
Ghost Rider one actually looks sick
It's
too.
nice. It does look
Um,
kind of similar to the OG. Like it doesn't look that different, right? Like I don't know.
yeah. But yeah, I ran on the platform of more cards for more people. It's the Series 3 card. Shang-Chi is a Series 2 card.
Mhm.
So, you want to get people more cards that aren't Series 3 complete.
Mhm.
Just looking out for the little guy.
True. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's a good consideration too.
That was good. The one thing I'll say that I felt bad is that people were like actually chirping like Rianne Gonzalez, and she was kind of getting upset on Twitter because people were like, "Oh, it's a piece of shit. Like she's so bad. Like there's big, keyboard warrior dickheads,
She's one of the
like people
best. She's
are."
one of the best artists in the like.
I
Yeah,
know.
her variants are phenomenal. So yeah,
That's what we're
I
saying.
love her Chavez one. Like it's like my favorite one that I have. Her Chavez variant.
Yeah, that one's sick.
Inked
The
out.
Jeff one,
Yeah,
I love the Jeff one. The Gambit's my favorite Gambit by far.
yeah.
No, she's got obviously great variants.
Mhm.
Obviously, nothing against her, but
Mhm.
Team Torch, for real.
Yeah. No, this
But
is
yeah.
this.
So, anyways, I had to say that, and I got to play it and get it upgraded.
Mhm.
People are gonna be like, "You campaign so hard, you don't even play this card," but it's all for the memes.
I saved my boosters. I got the gold. I got the gold border, baby.
I got 12.
Yeah. It
I
looks
gotta put
it looks
Phoenix Force
fantastic.
next. Yeah, it does look fantastic. All right, no big deal. Let's go over the OTA changes.
Yeah.
Huge. October 26th OTA balance update. Um, Probably the biggest one that I can remember. I don't know if there's one that's been bigger than this.
First
This
impression
one was
for me
pretty
is
crazy.
I wouldn't even say biggest. I would also say best. I think this is number one. I think they nailed
Yeah.
every change here, even changes I would even think about. They figured it out, and God, I mean, this is a phenomenal OTA change here.
Yeah, they did great. They're gonna shake up the meta. They got
Mhm.
rid of OP cards. Let's just start off, strong. Elsa Bloodstone.
Mhm.
Was a 2/2, gives the cards +3 power when you fill a location. Now it's +2 power.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna keep it +3 and make her a 2-0.
Mhm.
But then they probably saw that she's regularly a 2/11 and was like, you know what? If they did that, the 2/9's too much. So
Yeah. And
that's
I
a good
thought
change.
I thought this change was fine, but if they were to do this change, they might go to a 2/3. Because then it's
They don't even.
yeah.
Yeah,
What?
they don't even need to. They don't even need to.
No,
She's still
I'm
powerful as
happy they
hell.
didn't because that would have been
Yeah,
like kind of a coward's way of doing it. But
yeah,
we have never had a season pass card get nerfed
yep,
in the same season ever.
yep,
So I thought if they were going to be on the lighter side, the buff is the broken part. I mean, again, we talk about it with Forge. It's the same thing. That it just gets out of hand. We all know. We've been playing the game. We understand. So maybe if they wanted to take it easy on the card people spent money on, they would go to 2/3 and make it +2 power. But no, they did. They did the right thing. Like this is the change. The card's still good, by the way.
yeah. I mean, like this, like felt like it just made Jeff and Nightcrawler and Vision OP as hell.
Yeah,
Like even if like Vision was like a 5/7, like he'd still be played a lot
yeah, for
because
sure.
this would have just made him a 5/10. Like
5/10.
you said, like 5/11 Visions running around, 2/6 Jeffs running around,
Mm,
1/5 Nightcrawlers running around. Like
mm.
Dude, that shit was just wild.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then not to mention just like the last it's a lot of times too, like just because I'm an idiot, I'll just forget at the end of the game as I'm dumping my hand that like they'll just get Elsa buffs, and I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I think this is great.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a great change. I think she's still extremely powerful, probably still one of the best 2 drops, just not absurdly broken.
I think prior to this change, if we did a top 10, I would put her at number 1. Ahead of Loki. Maybe Loki 2, and I think I would put her at number 1.
Oh
Straight
yeah,
up best card in the entire game.
I
Pre
think so
this
too.
change.
I think so too. Yeah,
Yeah.
because she's in every single deck. Every deck rolls around her. I mean, Loki decks aren't even Loki decks, or Elsa
They're
decks, the
Elsa
Loki
decks,
package.
exactly. Yeah. So I think just it's just broken. Too much stats. Too many numbers.
Yeah, too many numbers.
So
I mean, now it's
they
still even.
strongly toned down. Like this is a massive decrease in her power.
Yeah,
Like this is
I
like
mean,
a
she's
-2 to -3 power on a 2-drop is crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
and still she's still easily getting to be a 2/6 and a 2/8.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
think about that.
Yeah.
Still absurd.
Yeah.
Like she's probably like she'll probably we'll see how she does, but she'll probably end up maybe even going to a 2/1 at some point. Who knows?
Yeah.
Loki,
Mhm.
another major change.
We've
Went
been
from a
waiting.
3/5
We've been waiting for
to a
this one.
4/5. Yep. So he's a 4/5, so you can't play him on 3 anymore, which is what a lot of people started to do. Just cut collector, play like your card generation cards on like 1 and 2, like Snowguard, Maria Hill, that kind of stuff, and then just Loki on 3 and Giver. And then the rest of your tech cards you pull from the rest of your deck throughout the game.
Even if
So
you take that part out, when Loki first came out, like when he was the most oppressive and the most broken and just like completely took over the meta, like the optimal play was kind of like Snowguard Loki on 4,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
that plays dead also, right? When he's a 4, you have to wait till 5 to play that now, and now you have to pop off on 6. You don't know what you're gonna get on 6, right? So you're probably getting their deck and a Chavez on 6, right? So it's you make the plays a lot harder as the Loki player, and I think that's awesome.
No, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I still think he's a really good card.
Oh, really
I want to
good.
mess
Yeah.
with him. I want to mess with him a lot. I still probably think he's a top deck.
Mm-hmm.
But this is probably anytime they nerf something, people just stop playing him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to look to abuse that and just play him a lot, and then people aren't going to, uh, play him as much, and I'll hopefully win. But another thing too, I want to say, I feel this earlier in the podcast, but I really feel like there's a lot less Mobius.
Mm-hmm. There
I
is.
don't see him as much.
Yeah, there's less. Mm-hmm.
Because like even when I was playing the Darkhawk deck, like I didn't think I'd be able to be getting away with Zabu so easily.
I would think
Like
if I was gonna build that deck, I would have to put Rogue in it, right? Just for like
yeah.
Luke Cage and Mobius, right? Like
Yeah,
for
yeah.
your man thing, and you would think, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Rogue in it, yeah.
Oh, you do have Rogue in there, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Rogue's in there.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I don't have to use her a lot of the time. I
Yeah.
use her just to snipe Darkhawks and stuff instead of, sniping the tech cards that I'm worried about.
Which is
Because
great.
I'm just not seeing the tech cards.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird because like 2 weeks ago they were like everywhere. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mobius was in every single deck, and it was like, oh my god.
It's just the more Loki there is, the more Mobius we're gonna see. I think that's what it comes down to, right? And
Yeah.
as Loki kind of drops off, there's gonna be less Mobius. He's still gonna be out there, but it was like you can comfortably like queue into a game like a conquest and be like, all right, like is it like a pretty good chance I don't play Loki, and it just never used to be like that.
Yeah.
It was like
It's
a pretty
true.
good chance you are going to play Loki. So you
Yeah.
have to build your deck with Mobius, and now you don't, right? You can do other things.
Yeah.
So
It's great.
it's really nice. I mean, this is a phenomenal change, and just
I like it.
to kind of wrap a bow on it, when they're making new cards, like just please second dinner, just compare them to the other cards at that cost. We said this a million times. 3/5, okay, way better effect than Polaris. Way better effect than Spider-Man. Like this is crazy as a 3/5. As a 4/5, I kind of get it. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, it's not a Shang-Chi. It's not Shuri. Like, right?
Yeah.
Like those decks, those cards are crazy power swings potentially, right? So it makes
Yeah.
sense that they're low power. Like this is a low-ish power for a 4 cost, 4/5. Like white queen is 4/6. So
Yeah.
like this makes more sense as card design. So I'm happy we're there now, and it's still I think a really good card, by the way, and probably would be a top 10 still if I had to guess.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
The collector. Nice move by Second Dinner. Nice move reverting him back. He was a 2-0, now back to a 2-2. He's a 2-2 before.
Yeah.
They basically just said we made the previous collector nerf with the express goal of weakening Loki, and then they weakened Loki, so they felt it was appropriate to put the collector. I think collector goes back in Loki decks now.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So collector just working way back into Loki decks because he was taken out for like Shang-Chi and shit.
A lot of the old problem with the collector too was because of Elsa being the best card in the game, Shadow King was everywhere, and Shadow King obviously owns the collector, right? Especially when it's a 2-0, it goes to 2-0, so like not only do you have a little bit of Shadow King protection, even if he gets Shadow King, still 2-2, it's not the worst. And then also there's just way less Shadow King out there right now, so because Elsa just got nerfed like crazy, so you're gonna see less Shadow King, better collector. Yeah, it's awesome, man. Awesome change. And what's really cool about this is we have a big OTA change. Like I always, the reason I was raging when they were changing Spider Ham a million times and changing Red Skull a million times is because they're only doing 4 OTA changes and they're wasting one on Spider Ham. Like you keep getting the card wrong. Like just stop. Just go to touch a different card. Like stop. But like on this one, they decided, okay, like let's just put collector back. And I feel like they're not even counting it as a change. Like they're just saying, like, let's still do other changes, but we're just reverting this one and we'll do 6 OTA changes. If they're gonna do that, then I'm all for them tweaking them all these cards like nonstop. I'm happy. If they're gonna do 6, like like do it up, But I feel like they were wasting developer time with the other ones.
Yeah, no, I like it. Yeah. I agree with you 100%. I'm happy it wasn't just 4. Yeah, they did a ton of changes. Next change, probably the biggest change, I would say.
Yeah.
The most meta shaking, I would say, probably. I guess Loki and Elsa too, but this one's huge.
Yes.
Angela, 2-0. After you play a card, gain +2 power. Now it's a 2-2. After you play a card here, gain +1 power instead of +2. And they said we've actually been avoiding this change for a while. I think it said she was in like 4 of the 5 top decks. Where is it? Yeah. However, those efforts only dragged other cards down as Angela continued to soar, culminating in a week with Angela in 4 of our top 5 decks. She's probably like the second best 2-drop in the game, right behind Elsa. Like they said here, she's in every good deck.
Yep.
I bet the deck that she wasn't in, that was a top 5 deck, was probably Shuri Sauron. Every other deck she's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a good change. I'm happy about this change. Again, the floor is raised a little bit, and it's going to take her. It's really hard to get her broken to be like a 210 anymore. Like you just won't be seeing that anymore. It's a lot easier to keep her under Shang-Chi range. You don't have to think about that more, so it's less skill intensive. You can just dump cards randomly in the Angel lane. You probably don't have to worry about it. But yeah, I mean, like, how does this change her curve? Like, so before, after you play one card, she's a 2-2. This one, she's a 2-3. So she's better after one card on this one. And then, like,
same after 2.
After 2, yeah. And then starts to fall off a little bit after 3.
Yeah.
I like it. And it's a big change, and it makes her significantly worse, I think.
Listeners, let's say a prayer for Angela. Listen, months before me and you have been playing this game, kid, this has been a meta staple. She's a pool 1 card. Everybody has her. Everybody knows how good she is. There are points in the game that when we weren't even playing, where this was literally the best card in the game. And that they already had to nerf her even back then. I think she was 2-2 and +2 or something crazy. I don't remember what she was, but I think she was like the best card in the game on release. And don't quote me on that, but snap history. And I mean, just at times, just been premier 2-drop. This is they massacred her. Like, let's be honest, this is a gut job here.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, this is I don't know. This doesn't look playable to me. I'm reading the text here. God, it's tough. That's tough to play. I can see her going to a 2-3 at some point, but I understand why they want to go to 2-2. That might seem broken as a 2-3 because it's like, oh, it's so easier to get her 2-5, and that's a premier stat line. So I get why they didn't put her to 2-3, but I think the margin might be so thin where like 2-3 is like, you know, maybe one of the best 2-drops, and then 2-2 might just be completely unplayable. It might, like, similar to, I talked about this with Silk. If Silk was a 2-4, I don't think she's playable at all. But as 2-5, she's like meta breaking sometimes, you know. So I do like the change though. Having said all that, you know,
I like it. I've still seen her creep up in some decks that people are playing.
Mm-hmm.
Even at high levels, she's staying in the deck. They haven't cut her yet. I mean, some decks she's going to be cut from, which is good. I think that's probably what's intended. Mm-hmm. And she's going to see play in some of those decks, you know, like bounce and that kind of stuff, where, you know, she's still going to get absurdly high.
I respect people making it work. For me, I'm not brave enough to put this card on my deck currently. To use a deck slot on this 2-2 Angela +1. That seems so bad to me.
We'll see. We have to play it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It is
total speculation. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot worse for sure. Objectively, it's a lot worse.
I like to just read cards like updates and have like really polarized opinions on it initially. I mean, obviously over time I could be totally proven wrong. But like my original reaction on like Loki going to a 4-5 is this is still a really good card, you know? And then Elsa going to 2-2 is like, hey, this still seems like a pretty good card, you know, 2-2 +2. That's still, because like you said, you do two hits as a 2-6. Like that's phenomenal, right? Yeah. Collector, awesome. Angela, first reading this, I'm like, I can't ever play this card. You know, it's not playable. But again, could be totally wrong. So yeah, like you said, if top players are using it, I mean, they're smarter than me. I'm a filthy casual, so you know what can you do?
Yeah, me too. Well, that's kind of how I felt when I first started too. I'm like, holy shit, they've nuked Angela. Like, oh my god. And then like after like, you know, a day or whatever, I'm like, all right, people they're still playing this card a little bit, not as much, but yeah. Well, we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens in the metagame. I like this change. Very good change. Sauron, 3-3 to a 3-2. Sure. Just like Shuri from a 4-2 to a 4-1. Don't think it's going to change much.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to matter at some point, right? You keep taking power away from a deck. The whole point of the deck is to output power, you know, and multiply power. Like, eventually it's going to matter, right? But I mean, I don't know if this is the change that does it, but I do like this change a lot. Like, you don't like kill the essence of the Shuri deck. Like you did with the stupid Reds, like I said, with the dumb Red Skull, they're switching it to 12 and a 13 to 14 to 13 to 12. You know, it's like I like this. Just take another power away from the Sauron deck and take it away from the card that like is the high win rate card. Like this is the problem card. You know, just like you don't nerf the Collector when you want to nerf Loki. Like nerf Sauron if you want to nerf the Sauron deck. Like what are we doing? Nerf Shuri if you want to nerf the Shuri deck. Don't be touching up Red Skull and Collector. Like they're fine the way they are, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's gonna do much. I mean, since the core of the deck is Shuri, Red Skull, Taskmaster, this does nothing for that. This still makes Typhoid Mary a 4-10 without any, you know, Ebony Maw 1-7 without any downside. And really, do you ever want that? Are you ever really banking on that one extra power on Sauron? No.
I don't think so. Just because you're just gonna have 2 less power on the board with Shuri and Sauron, right? And just you give other decks a chance to try to get over you on one of the lanes where maybe they wouldn't have gotten there, you know? So they're playing their I don't know, their 18 power Hulk or something on top of a Cyclops lane. Like maybe that 1 power or the 2 power would have mattered in that scenario where they tie or they win instead of just losing to the Sauron and the Shuri, right?
So, there's a lot of times where it did matter. Like look at Dr. Doom.
Yeah, exactly. So
he got crushed.
I do like the change because what else would you change on that deck? Like I wouldn't really touch any of the other cards, I don't think, right? So yeah.
Nothing. I think the deck's fine.
Yeah.
It's just the only reason why it was so good was because there was no Shang-Chi in the meta. Now Shang-Chi's back in the meta. It's like I see a lot less Shuri Sauron.
Yeah.
And when I do, I'm Shang-Chiing them. But they said even here, don't worry though, Sauron fans, we have some potential new tools planned for him in the future, which means they'll have some more negative ongoing cards.
It's gonna be broken again.
yeah. That's it. Uatu, your boy.
Did I not
1-1.
call this? Did I not call this immediately?
Yeah, you did.
I mean, come on, man.
1-1 to a 1-2. Sure, yeah, because 1-1 was absolute hot garbage bullshit.
Yeah.
What a hog shit piece of card.
I saw a lot of
Um,
streamers trying to play that 1-1 Watu, and I was just face palming. What are you guys doing? Just stop. Get some help. Put the card down. You know it's garbage. Don't
yeah,
be copium. Don't be the copium guys. I guess that they're doing it for content. That's the thing. I don't have Twitter. I'm not a content guy, so I guess I don't understand the content grind. But um, I still think he should show the whole board. Even after we're saying all this, like this card is not interesting unless it shows the middle location as well, in my opinion.
I agree.
Like, let's just see. Let's see if it's broken. Have him show the board. Now he's a real card, maybe. Like maybe he's still probably not a real card, guys. At 1-2, seeing the whole board. Like,
Yeah.
Can we let Watu try to do something in the game? Like he hasn't since release, so like let's give him a chance. You gave
Yeah.
Snowguard a chance. Okay, it was a little strong. You toned her down. I think Snowguard's in a good place now. Why can't we do that with Watu?
I think they're worried. They're worried, I think, because it is a pool 1 or pool 2 card, so it makes the new players not value variants of locations as much if you can see it all. If they put Uatu all in their decks, then when they get to like pool 3, they get fucking crushed because no one's running Uatu. Like, oh, but this is such a good card when I ran it. And like they don't realize that variants of locations matter so much in this game. So like when they just have it in every one of their decks, it just like gives them a false sense of security, probably.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're worried about.
I think that's it's a cool reason. I don't agree with it, but I get where you're coming from. You're making
No,
the
I'm not.
devil's advocate case. I get it. My answer to that would be let them cook. Let the pool 1 players cook, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Why not? Let them cook. They gotta learn.
I agree.
Let them cook.
Yes. Jesse, we have to cook.
Yeah, let's let the pool 1 players cook, man. Why not?
All right,
You
now,
just took
now
away their
this
Angela. You just took away Angela. Give them
yeah, that's
Watu.
true. Give them all location Uatu.
Yeah.
All right, now this change, I did not see this change coming. But this is sick. Hell cow.
Yeah.
4-6 to a 4-8. No big deal, Mr. Discard Specialist. Take it away, please.
Well, I've played a lot with this new Hell cow. I still honestly haven't been able to totally get it to work. I think once I get my hands on Black Knight, I'm gonna go back to it. It feels pretty strong. All the problems with Hell Cow are still unfortunately problems. It's not reliable. Like for example, you want to play Hell Cow with cards like Swarm and Apocalypse, right? Just Swarm comes back, 2/0/3 swarms, awesome. Apocalypse comes back, 4 more power, stays in your hand. Morbius gets boosted up more. That's gonna be tough to get those 2 right. But anyway, Mobius gets boosted up more. Your Dracula is more guaranteed because you're discarding 2 cards, so you get clearing out your hand. You're playing everything else out, and Hell Cow, you dump your swarms. Dracula hits, Morbius hits. Everything's great. The problem is MODOK does all of these things. Who's a 5/8, by the way. Same power as Hell Cow. And he discards your whole hand, and it's extremely predictable. So do you not just play MODOK instead to do the same job that Hell Cow does, but better? Okay. And if you play Hell Cow in a MODOK deck, he's just going to hit your MODOK every time. Because you're discarding 2 cards, and MODOK's, you're playing Chavez to ensure that you get MODOK by turn 5. And so you got like probably 40% chance to hit the MODOK legitimately. So that's not very good. So I think the way to play him is in Hella, and I think he's pretty good in Hella, but it's still a Hella deck, right? So that's kind of where I'm at with Hellcow right now.
Yeah, and you're high chance to hit the Hella too, right?
Well, you want to play him when you don't have Hella in your hand, I guess.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's on 4, right? So
yeah,
hopefully you have Hella drawn by turn 4 or 5.
Yeah, but if you don't, then Hellcow is like unbelievable, right? Like it's a 4/8 with true. 2 discards. Like that's nutty, right? So and then you could play like, say you don't draw Hella the next turn, you could play like Jubilee or something the next turn. Thin out another card. Hopefully get your Hella by 6. Like that's kind of he can make some stuff happen just because the 4/8 body in the Hella deck is like really nice because Hella, you don't get to control where the cards go. So sometimes spreading out power in 3 locations can be tricky. You want to play Dr. Doom and stuff like that to, help with that. But having just a 4/8 body on a location is like obviously phenomenal. So I think he's awesome in Hella right now. Safe Hella, reliable Hella, not Tribunal Modoc Hella, but just like, those kind of safe Hella decks or kind of discard hybrids with Hella and APOC. I think he's a pretty nice addition to those decks, but I think still not like a broken card or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on it. What do you think?
That's good. I haven't played. I like the change. I haven't played it at all. I'm not like a big discard guy. I haven't played Hellcow at all. I might give Hellcow a chance, but there's other stuff I want to play more than this personally. But I do like it because the 4/6 sucked for discarding 2 of your cards, like you said when you have Modoc. So at least the 4/8 is like, all right, I'm 1 energy cheaper. Is it worth it for a Modoc? Maybe in certain decks it is, and maybe not. Talking about the Hilla Tribunal, I will just say, like, a side note is that last week there was a quest for like discard 15 cards. I think there's another one now. But excuse me, sorry.
That's okay.
And I was playing Hella Tribunal in Silver Conquest just to get that, and I was just pillaging. I was pillaging people. It was wild. I was like, holy crap, this deck is broken. Does no one play any tech cards? I'm like, I got like a few gold tickets. I'm like, just easily winning. Like, not even trying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, let's take this to the gold conquest. And then I got smacked down.
Yeah.
People are a little bit, it seems like people are a little better in the gold conquest, have a little more answers. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, this is why not everyone's playing Hella Tribunal.
I think in silver, people they're coming up from the proving grounds for free, right? So I think people are just playing what they want. They're playing the deck that they like. They're not worried about matchup spread or meta. They're just, this is a deck I like. It's destroy, and there's no tech in there. It's just all destroy cards, right? And so they're like, hey, I'm putting up my power. You're putting up your power. So they get through the proving grounds. They get into silver for free. And those are the people you're playing against, right? So I think that's kind of like, the consequence of that. So you run a Hella Tribunal against like a destroy deck, like good luck destroy deck.
No, I just thought it was funny. Like it makes complete sense. But I always thought it was so hilarious. I was laughing because I was like, just like 10-0ing everyone, just getting gold tickets left and right and silver. And I'm like, all right, let's go to the gold. Let's get some Infinity tickets here. And then I just got smacked down. I was like, oh, okay.
One of my most desired cards in this game is Living Tribunal. I really want to get that card. I don't have it still. I'm waiting for series drops, kid. I'm waiting for series drops.
I don't know when. I don't know how long you're gonna wait, but he's definitely a big bad.
At least there's a bunch of like cool cards coming out where I could play with them before Tribunal eventually. Maybe 6 months from now he'll drop.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe the new year. Maybe it'll be like a New Year's present. The last change here, Spectrum. I think this was a needed change. She is a 6/5. Give your ongoing cards +2 power. Now she's a 6/7. That +2 power seems like it's going to be pretty good. I don't know. I haven't played any Spectrum decks since the change, but I think it's a great change. I think it'd be good to shake up because there's so many ongoing cards now being played. It's like an ongoing meta. With like Mobius, Luke Cage, Dark Hawk's coming out now, Man Thing. Like there's just a lot of ongoing cards, armor, everything.
Yeah.
Prof X is everywhere. Thanos with the stones. I mean, Soul Stone and there's another one that's ongoing, Power Stone. Just ongoing is everywhere.
Iron Lad in an ongoing deck.
Yeah, Iron Lad, Iron Man, Devil Dino. These are all cards that are just being played, regularly.
Yeah.
So Spectrum, could realistically get some good decks. I'm happy to see what happens.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot on the pod. I mean, we've straight up shouted out like, hey, it'd be nice if they just moved this to a 6/6. Like, I don't know why she's 6/5, But hey,
now 6/5 was so garbage.
Yeah, so now 7's like, okay, yeah, now that's like a definitely a real card now for sure.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting dichotomy in Marvel Snap. It's been most of the meta, at least that I've seen, 5 power cards just generally seem to be stronger for cost than 6 power cards. Like,
Yep.
I think the game's a lot more interesting when there's strong options at both 5 and 6 cost, you know? It makes the
Yeah.
deck building way more fun. Like, it just for the longest time, it's like 5 and a 1 drop, or just 5, like just arrow, you know, like pre-patch arrow. Like, who cares? You don't even need a 1 drop at that point, right? Wave into arrow, like, all right, you know, good luck, you know? So, I do like that, you know, they're tuning up some of these 6 cost cards, right? So like if Spectrum's like a real card, it's like totally different build that you're running. Like all the cards in your deck, like I would say like half of them weren't even part of the meta before this card comes out. But now you got Spectrum. Like, is Mr. Fantastic a card now? Like, you know, like who knows? You know, is Howard the Duck a card? You know, like he might be. Like, I don't know. So we'll see.
Who knows? That's true, actually, because they're all ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
Is Ghost a card?
Yeah, Ghost, interesting. Well, Ghost
Probably
maybe with
not at all.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe not Ghost. I don't know. It's tricky because I
No,
think you'd
I'm
want
just saying.
priority on Spectrum.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Unless you're worried about Shang-Chi.
Hmm.
Wong, does Wong make a comeback?
Yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, I'm messing around a little bit.
I bet he will for the next few days because Cozy just made a video.
Yeah, I definitely when they first did the change, I threw Wong in there, and yeah, it feels pretty nice. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
We have that Cozy meta when he makes a video,
Yeah.
Spectrum ongoing with Wong. We'll
Uh,
see some Wongs.
Yeah, when Cozy makes a video, like yeah, so if he makes an ongoing video, it's time to go to your collection, take like Rogue and Enchantress, put them in your deck, and you know play.
Yeah. And Cosmo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. These OTAs were sick. I like them. This is probably the best OTA they've ever done.
Mhm.
Um, I love it.
I think
I know they're.
it straight up
Oh, go.
fixes the stale meta I was talking about at the beginning. I mean, the OTA just like if you're gonna literally hit all the best cards in the game and buff some underplayed cards too, like unbelievable. So, you know, phenomenal job. This is a 10 out of 10 OTA change, more than I ever could have hoped for. And I've been playing a lot of Marvel Snap in the last 2 days, and almost more than I've played in the last 3 weeks. So, yeah, I
Nice.
love it.
What do you think about Thanos coming back?
I think that Nico's like a nice addition to Thanos, right? So,
He's really good.
yeah,
How do you feel about the Thanos lockdown? I think it's like very powerful. Like,
I think it was abusing Elsa a lot. So it's hard to say, right?
yeah,
It's like on one hand, you know, Nico's a big buff to. Sorry, yeah, Nico's a big buff to it.
yeah,
It was obviously a super powerful card, you know, pre-patch, but now that Elsa got nerfed, I don't know, like, because I think it was abusing Elsa a ton. Um, I haven't played it. I played with a little bit of Nico Thanos, but I haven't like grinded it because I'm just trying like wild stuff right now. I want to try the wild stuff first because I know that Nico Thanos is gonna work.
yeah.
So
Me too. Because I'm
yeah,
just such a casual. Like, I just want to try the dumb stuff. I just have fun.
yeah, I
It's
want to
like
do
I
the
don't
dumb
care
stuff
about being
first.
good.
Let me go lose a bunch of games with the dumb stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
I'll try Nico Thanos. You know?
That's
Yeah.
how I feel. But I've seen some people start calling for a Thanos nerf again, and I'm just getting pissed off about it. It's like,
Yeah, it's at a point where you got to start hitting some of the other cards, maybe, because you know, I don't think he needs to be nerfed.
I don't think so. I mean, I was listening to Dex and Dara's their podcast that just came back out again, and I think Dexter's like, yeah, I think they should take the draw out from the time stone. Maybe that'll make Thanos better. I'm like, bro, come on, man. How much Thanos do you play?
Yeah.
Can't be that much. It can't be that much. Like, I still think they should revert the Soul Stone nerf. Like, that's where I'm at still, and just make him weaker somewhere else.
Yes, I think you could make the Soul Stone weaker. Like you could make the Soul Stone like a high evo wasp. Like just make it zap a card, but still draw a card. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Draw a card, but
exactly.
-1. Just make it a 1/1. It minuses one something, and then it draws you a card. You know, so you get a little bit of
Yeah, I think that's.
affliction. You don't have to have 4 ongoing shut the lane down. You know, Soul Stone. Like obviously that's so strong. You don't need that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a 1 power card. You know.
I think anything, but I mean, at least Nico adds some, is like almost like a seventh stone, right? Where
Mhm.
it's like if you get the draw mechanic, like that's so huge for Thanos.
Yeah.
You just get rid of one of your stones, you don't care.
Hmm.
So maybe that's why they nerfed it because they knew Nico was coming. They knew Nico would be like sick in Thanos decks. I
Hmm.
don't know, but yeah. Anyways,
I think it's
I'm
tier one.
excited.
I think it's probably tier one, you know?
Yeah,
But
I think
it's
so too.
to me, it's oh god, it's unfortunate that it's just it's the same problem with high evo lockdown, where it's just like, and like if Elias didn't exist, I don't know if this would be a problem, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the issue, right? It's like we lock down
It
a
feels
lane.
bad, deck.
Yeah, I lock down a
It's a
lane and I
scam.
have Elias.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, you scam Prof X.
Yeah.
On
I just
it's
is
one
that a
most of.
Thanos? Is that a Thanos problem? I mean, the thing with Thanos is he enables it with Time Stone. So Time
Yeah,
Stone
and
is a more
Psylocke.
consistent scam of Prof X.
Yep. You have Psylocke and Timestone, scam out Prof X, or any other 5-drop for that matter. Win a lane, and then Eliath the other lane, and just profit.
I will say too, like just from playing this deck a lot, like I said, I got the infinite ticket, but I did the whole 6-0 run, and this 2/2 Psylocke's like legit,
It's good.
Like Psylocke's like feels really good in this deck.
I know.
Like the 1 power made a massive difference. I guess I should have seen that coming because it was like that with Luke Cage too, right? Luke Cage was awful
Yeah.
at the 2/1,
Oh yeah, I forgot Luke Cage was a 2/1. Man, what a
he
bad
felt
card. What
terrible
a
as a
bad
2/1.
card.
Yeah.
Isn't it wild, like the power creep? Like Mobius comes out as a 2/3 and Luke Cage used to be a 2/1. It's like, wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
Like this card's legit good. Like
Yeah, I like this card.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't done too much I've played a little bit of Thanos. It feels good just because I played so much in the past. It's just like I get it. I know how the scam deck works.
Yes.
It's fun as hell. Not fun for people getting scammed, but I like it.
Like I would just ask like Dexter, if he was here, like if you remove Eliath from the game, do you now need to nerf the Time Stone? Or like just ask, it's a philosophical question, everybody just internalize it, you take Eliath out of the game, do you have to now is Thanos a problem and now we got to nerf the Time Stone? You know what I mean? I just think the answer is clearly no. So to me that means Thanos is fine. And I like that they nerfed the Soul Stone. Maybe I wouldn't have, like I said, I would have done it like the Wasp, like I just said. So that's in a potential -3 power. That's how I would have nerfed it, not like the way they did it, but they did what they did. And I think that it without Eliath, or do you need to touch Prof X? But you just took Spider-Man out of the game, so like, are we just going to take all the lane lockdown cards out of the game? Like, maybe Prof X got to be a 5/2. I don't know. But it's an Eliath Prof X problem, I think. I don't think it's a Thanos problem. I think he enabled that a little bit. And now, Thanos Spectrum is a thing too, by the way.
Yeah, that would be sick. That's the deck I would have fun playing.
Yeah, ongoing Thanos.
It's kind of like an off-meta, ongoing Thanos. Bring him back, But again, like that goddamn Soulstone nerf feels so bad when you have that kind of a deck, When you have a scam deck and you're in like 5/5 drops or 4 or 5/5 drops, then it's like, all right, you're gonna get one of the 5 drops by the time you get Psylocke or Time Stone.
Well, it's the same with a ramp deck too,
no,
right? If you're playing a ramp deck, you're gonna get your 5-drop on 4. Like, it's the same stuff. So I don't know.
But anyways, I'm excited to see Thanos in the future and see what happens.
Yeah, I think they should leave him. I think if you got to put Eliath to 0 power, then do it. Like That's fine.
Oh yeah, just leave Thanos alone, please. Yeah. All right, man. It's a good pod to be back.
Yeah, that was fun.
While I struggle to survive over here. What do you think? Anything else to say to the people?
No, I mean I think we pretty much covered everything. I think there's
a lot of
decks to play. I think the meta is kind of open right now. Like what do you think? Well, maybe we should just talk about that. What do you think are kind of some of the top decks to play?
Darkhawk, anything.
Yeah, Darkhawk's awesome.
Any mid-range Darkhawk, Thanos scam decks are good. I think Shuri Sauron's still good. I think this Phoenix Force deck is pretty good.
I was just gonna say, I think if you did pay to win, pick up Nico. Yeah, Phoenix Force Destroy, both of those. Just generic Destroy too, like with Deadpool. Like I think both are extremely strong too.
Yeah, if you have Nico, play Destroy. They're pretty strong, yeah. And then I think Loki's good, but any Darkhawk deck like this one even has Wave and Odin. It's pretty some high some high legend or higher.
I'm not mad about it, but I don't think Hell Cow discard is the answer.
No, a lot of people are playing Sarah too. You know,
Yeah,
there's some Sarah decks that
Sarah's so good.
are getting some love just because there's a lot less people that are playing Mobius. So
Yeah.
I know, but I would say if you want to play stuff right now, if you like Darkhawk, play Darkhawk. You know, with or without Man Thing. This is a really this deck on screen right now is really good. The one that I mentioned earlier, and I still think Loki's good. Play Loki, play Thanos, and yeah,
Let me bring
there's
up
a lot of stuff that's good.
I was it. Let me bring up one deck I've been playing really quick. All right.
Yeah.
Before we log out, I want you know, rarely come on here with spicy decks. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
This I went 3-0 in Conquest on this. All right, we did 3-0 run. You know, I've been playing all kinds of stuff though, so I don't want to just play one deck like 6 times in Conquest. But I mean, this deck is insane, and I've tweaked it a bit. So I tried it with Nico, but I took Nico out for Arnim Zola. Okay, so take out Nico, add Arnim Zola. The deck is crazy right now. Okay, this thing goes crazy. So we got Wasp, Lockjaw, Thor, Jubilee. Oh, we're gonna make it. Sorry. So yeah, Wasp,
Sure, I'll do it.
Lockjaw,
I figured I might as well. Yeah.
Thor. So it's a Jane Jaw deck. You know.
Yeah, I freaking love Jane Jaw decks.
This thing's crazy. So a Jubilee and Iron Lad. So this deck's mostly looking to abuse Iron Lad. This is the main purpose of the deck. So for that reason, we got so on the 5 costs, Iron Man, White Tiger. New White Tiger's is sick, by the way. Black Panther.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah. Jane. Zola, Doom, Odin.
Wow. That looks pretty sick.
So this deck, like Odin goes crazy in this deck. Iron Lad goes crazy in this deck. It looks like, oh, there's no early game. If you don't get your Lockjaw, you can't play. Why don't we have Chavez to get the Lockjaw? Okay, listen, I tried Chavez. All right. You know what happens when you have Chavez? Iron Lad hits Chavez because you shuffle cards with Lockjaw and then your Iron Lad just hits Chavez and it sucks. Also, getting Chavez out of Lockjaw in this deck specifically is not that great. So I play this deck a lot, by the way. It's phenomenal. So basically, like, you don't need Lockjaw by 3. It's not you don't retreat if you don't get Lockjaw. Okay, you have 4 plays. If you can't get any of them off, then you retreat. Lockjaw on 3, obviously with Wasp is great if you get it. So Lockjaw, Wasp, Thor on 3, obviously. But Jubilee and Iron Lad are like snipers in this deck because everything is just like phenomenal. Like you don't even care what you hit. And then whatever you hit with Jubilee is probably going to be really good lane to play Odin on 6. So if you hit White Tiger, for example, say you go Jubilee into White Tiger, and then you play something else, you know, say play whatever, like doesn't matter what else. Whatever, let's play Iron Lad somewhere else, and then turn 6 you play your Odin on top. Jubilee brings out another card. You know, Jubilee procs a Doctor Doom. He zaps. Odin goes off. Procs the White Tiger. Like a lot, like Black Panther wins a lot of games in this deck because you just play the Odin on top of the Black Panther. If there's like already a Tiger or something like that there, then you know you're spreading power out. So the whole thing is just like Jubilee's really good to play into Lockjaw. White Tiger's really good to play into Lockjaw lane. And then obviously Wasp is really good to play into the Lockjaw. And Mjolnir is really good to play into the Lockjaw, which you're always getting with your Jane. So you have a ton of things to play into the Lockjaw lane. You don't even need the Lockjaw to win the game. It's usually abusing Jubilee, Iron Lad, Thor, and Lockjaw. You can play Odin on top of Mjolnir. So your turn 6 could just be Mjolnir, Odin, zap again. You know, it's just, you know, zap. You know, it's crazy, man. This thing pops off. Awesome deck. Just a little bit of spice for the people. You want to play something a little crazy? I highly recommend this deck, and I've already, you know, tweaked it for you. I've already done the play testing, and you know, this is the optimal list. Obviously, Zola, by the way, goes crazy in here too to spread power out. You know, your Zola could hit a Odin, great. And it's just ridiculous.
I'm gonna play this. Yeah, I love Lockjaw.
It's phenomenal.
And also, Revis. Oh my god, one of his recent videos was unreal. He did a negative Thanos Lockjaw. I think it was Thanos. Yeah, it was. Oh man, it was so good. He went like 7-0 or something. It was ridiculous.
Negative Thanos sounds crazy, but I love that he tried it.
I'm pretty sure that was it was Negative Thanos. Yeah, Lockjaw. He said Mr. Negative was a tech card.
Yeah, because you'd think,
He's
Thanos
like,
stones are 1, so why would you play negative? That's, but I guess if you draw them first, right, then you play your negative. I guess that's the idea.
Yeah.
Then I didn't even thought of that, right? If you can get like if you can open Mind Stone, like you just snap every time, probably.
Yeah, it's great. It was a lot of fun watching him play that. So that's a cool deck too. This looks great. I'm gonna play this.
It's got you'll be playing it and you're just gonna find synergies that you didn't even know existed. Like I didn't even know the stuff was happening. I would say the one flex spot is Iron Man. I tried other cards there though, and I just don't know what else to play. Like Iron Man just feels good to just win a different lane, like win a lane other than your Lockjaw lane. Like you're gonna have some random white tiger. Just throw an Iron Man over there, like and obviously if Iron Lad hits it, you're nutting. So yeah. And even Jubilee or Iron Lad hit it. It's a nut either way. Like if your Jubilee hits it, you got a 4 power on Iron Man. Amazing.
That's great. Yeah, I love it. I love Lockjaw. They're so much fun.
Yeah,
they're so much fun.
Yeah, new white tiger is pretty cool, by the way.
I haven't played. I will now.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Give that for the people.
Good. Thanks for giving that. Thanks for giving that to the people. Give them some Lockjaw love. New white tiger.
Yeah.
All right, man. Keep on snapping, baby. I'll say. Peace. We're back.